it's really important to understand that Bitcoin mining is really not that dissimilar to any other type of data center.
One other thing that we need to dispel, the um, the water usage for these facilities. There is water that is used for these facilities, but I think when people think of water being used in industrial processes, they think of runoff or things that have like traces of different metals or things like that in the water. Help dispel a little bit about the water that is used to cool these machines, whether that's in the immersion process or in the air cool, because sometimes they're used evaporative. We use evaporative cooling.
Yeah.
Help us, the audience, understand why that water is being put back into the ecosystem or into the environment in the same exact way that it was taken out, with no additional pollutants or any sort of industrial waste mixed in with it.
Yeah, I'm glad we have an opportunity to talk about that. For both, either using evaporative cooling walls for air cooling or using immersion cooling, we're effectively using water in the same way. It is being sprayed over to, cool ambient air that's coming in. So that water is just being evaporated, back into the environment. As you noted, there's no wasteful process. It's not being combined. We're not, jump running water through some industrial thing. We're just simply bringing in water, spraying it, like is done in many evaporative cooling applications in other industries besides Bitcoin mining, and that evaporates back into the environment. So I think, as you noted, a little bit of FUD around that, not really the harmful impact that many have talked about.
So what we really see is when the community gets a Bitcoin mine, and I've talked to several county judges that would come on the show and feel, would say the same thing. There's very little impact to sort of the environment that mine gets placed in, that specific geography. They're not seeing any air pollution. They're not seeing any water pollution. The only thing with a air cooled mine is there is a little bit of noise pollution. There's a little bit of noise that comes along with it. But as you mentioned, this Corsicana site is all immersion, so there will be zero noise pollution there in Corsicana. What you're really seeing then is, on the flip side of that coin, you're seeing jobs, you're seeing
Hmm.
tax revenue, you're seeing pretty much everything that you would see from Amazon building, or AWS or Microsoft Azure or Digital Realty or some big data center company putting a data center in their community. The only real difference is one is being used to secure a monetary network that's bringing financial sovereignty to people all around the world, and the other is being used for people to look at more Instagram photos or whatever people do on Amazon, AWS, or Facebook's data centers. So it really comes down to a subjective question around the value of those things for society, doesn't it?
Yeah. Bitcoin, through Bitcoin mining, has a very productive use of energy. I think that's a very important point to make, is the energy that's used in the Bitcoin mining goes into driving consensus and security for this free and open financial network that provides financial inclusion and sovereignty for Texans, for Americans, and for people all over the world. Just like the internet has transformed the way we exchange information and communicate by using the energy, Bitcoin is doing the same for money and finance. I think it's really important to understand that Bitcoin mining is really not that dissimilar to any other type of data center. If you're thinking about it conceptually, yes, it's designed differently. We use different types of machines, etc. But ultimately, it is another data center that is accomplishing something, a different type of application than what other data centers are trying to do.
Hey, it's Amy. Click over here to subscribe, click over here for more content, and we'll see you next time.